Let's go see the bees.
Okay, let's go see bees.
So here they have all natural honeys. Come here.
Just kind of go as far as you can.
Perfect. Well, they've already started. So he said if we see a bee, don't swat at it.
It won't bother you. I've had the business about 10 years. I beekeep with my father when I was young, but it wasn't my hives, they were his. I started back about 10 years ago with 25 hives. 25 went to 100, 100 went to 200, 200 went to 400. So I'm a sidelining beekeeper, which means that my bees make money, but it's not my primary source of income. You have a hobbyist, and that's usually those that keep bees that don't make a lot of money from it. They wind up spending a little bit more money. You can get honey from it, but they're not usually going to sell it. Generally, they can, but they usually don't. Your next level up is what I am. Sideliners like Peter. Peter's sideliner. He has his own bees as well. We tend to pollinate a lot of local crops, produce local honey. The next grade up is commercial, and the commercial guys, they'll have anywhere between, I'd say roughly 1,000 to 3,000 or 4,000 hives, and that's all they do, full-time beekeeping. And they produce honey, and they store it in 55-gallon drums, and that's how they sell it. We do both. We do it in buckets, and we do it in drums. If a bee lands on you and you don't want it on you, what do? You blow on it. Just gently blow on it, and she will fly away. If you get one in your hair, just kind of lean over and gently comb it out of your hair if you don't want them in your hair. There's not that many bees in here, honestly. This is probably one of the lesser amounts we've had in here, but there are a couple flying around. They won't sting you unless you swat at them. If you swat at them, they will sting you because you're trying to kill them. So they're trying to defend themselves. All right. They're not going to be aggressive because there's not a hive in here. If there was a hive in here, none of us would be in here right now. We'd be getting eat alive. So we wear full PPE gear, protective gear, from vintage suits to heavy-duty gloves like these right here, just for our own protection. So I'll start off with, I'm Bob the beekeeper. My family's been beekeeping since the early 1920s. We started a business about 10 years ago. Peter is one of my beekeepers, and he's very, very knowledgeable. Some things I might forget, he remembers, keeps me in line. So it's probably him and I work very well together. There's 3 types of bees in a hive, hence the name 3 bees. Anybody want to give me the 3 bees that are in a hive?
The queen.
Queen is 1.
Worker.
2 more. Worker is number 2. That's right.
Did
One
I get
more.
the
What
answer,
is
or was that somebody
the
else?
male bee? You almost had it. I can tell you on a tip. What is it? Starts with a D.
Drone.
Yes, sir.
Drones.
Yes, right. Drones. Good job. You got a queen bee, a worker bee, and you have drones. The queen bee will go over first. When a queen bee is born, and I'm going to give you how it has in nature, not how we do it commercially. When a queen bee is born, she emerges. There'll be other queen cells. Come on in, guys. There'll be other queen cells inside the hive. The firstborn queen will go around and take her stinger and sting inside the other queens that aren't born yet and kill them. She will not be succeeded. She will be the only queen. At that point, she's a unmated bee. See, she's got her entourage, just like J-Lo. These are all her personal assistants. So all of J-Lo's personal assistants, they feed her, they communicate with her, tell her what to do. Believe it or not, she doesn't run the roost. They tell her where to go lay, they tell her when to swarm, they tell her, they do all that stuff for her. They take care of her waist. She never leaves the hive unless she swarms or when she goes the first time she flies to be mated. All right? So she's born, she flies out of the hive, she kills all the other queens that are not born yet. She flies out of the hive, and then that's what her cell looks like. It's called a queen cup. It's packed full of royal jelly. That's that whitish fluid that's in there. The amount of royal jelly in a queen cup determines whether it's going to be a worker bee or a queen bee. And of course, the size of the cell. It looks like a peanut. If you're opening a hive and you're looking around, you see it looks like a peanut that's kind of jammed in the middle. That is a queen cell. Here's a better picture of her. See her right there? But they have her marked, so you can see her easily. She's got that mark on the back of her carapace. See that? I do not. I believe that when you mark a queen, sorry, Peter. I believe if you mark a queen, the other bees will pick at it and damage her. So we use different signs to see if we got a queen. When you have hundreds of hives, I can't go through every frame trying to find a queen. So I'll go through there and look for remnants of has she been in there. And what I'm looking for is if she got eggs in there. If there's eggs in there, then I know she's been in there the last 2 or 3 days. If there's grubs in there or pupa, that's the later stages, then I know that she's been in there for the last 7 days. All right? And I don't need to know if she's there today. I just need to know, is the hive healthy? Is her babies being born? And is she in there? Later few days, right here, it gets capped over and becomes pupa. It takes 21 days for this to occur. It takes 16 days for a queen bee to be born. A worker bee's 21 days. A drone, I think drone like 22. It's not really important, but 23, it's a little more. See the grubs? And this is pupa. This is honey up here. It's a brighter color. It's called brood. In the the beekeeping family, this is called brood. See the baby's coming out of the cell, and this nurse bee is helping her get out. And once the bee is born, because it's a big hive, big family, she already has a job. So her first job coming out is to help other baby bees. So they go around, they put, it's called bee bread. It's a mix of pollen, which is your protein source, honey, which is your carbohydrate source, and royal jelly, which is what they need for the DNA. And they pack these cells with this bee bread to help the grubs. They'll put some bee bread in here, so as the baby's growing, it has a food source. So, baby's born, his first job is a nurse bee. Okay? As they get a little bit older, their next job is a house bee. At no time inside of a hive, every component inside a hive you can eat. That's how clean bees are. If bees have to go to the bathroom, they go outside of their hive to go to the bathroom. Okay? That's how clean they are. They will not go to the bathroom in the hive. If they can't get out, a tree limb falls, blocks their entrance, or a hive gets closed off and they can't get out, they will die in that hive from not going to the bathroom. They will refuse to go to the bathroom inside the hive. Everything inside the hive is edible and good for you. The honey, the wax, the propolis is good for cancer. Pollen is good for you, which I call marine bees. I was in the Marine Corps, hoorah. So to me I always say they're guard bees. When you go up to a hive or a tree trunk or wherever hives live underneath your house, the bees that are in the front are looking at you. Those are your marine bees, all right? And they're looking at you like, do you belong here? If you do not belong here, they're going to come over and let you know that you do not belong there. All right? The marine bees also, they keep this hive a temperature of around 100 degrees? 96 degrees year round. There could be snow on 10 feet of snow covering this. It could be in the summer heat. This will be 96 degrees year round. And how they do that is, in the cold, they cluster together in a ball and they shiver and shake. That friction produces heat. That heat keeps the babies, which is the brood, keeps it warm and keeps it alive. All right? So, and then in the summertime, they grab onto the front of the hive and they take their wings and they blow air into the hive. And I actually have a video of that if you want to see it. A moisture level. That's the round. All right, so once that honey is capped, it will never, ever, ever go bad. Ever. All right? Long as no insects get in it, or water gets in it, it will never go bad. So that's why honey, if you have it in a jar, it's sealed up, whether it's plastic or glass, it will never go bad. You can actually eat honey at the Egyptian tombs from thousands and thousands of years ago. Now it will change state. Water goes from vapor to liquid to solid state ice. Honey does the same thing. Honey will go from a liquid to a condensed, crystallized form. Nothing wrong with it, you just gotta warm it up. All right? So, guard bees, I got to guard bees, they blow air into the hive, it dehumidifies it, it keeps the babies at 96 degrees, rocking and rolling, all right? The next thing that they do when a bee flies into the hive and they don't know if they belong there, the guard bees run up, they smell them. They smell. If they don't have the same scent of this hive, then they will WWE Battle Royale and they will fight it out to the death. They will not let them in there. Pass it in the back so they can see too. Thank you, Squirt. All right, so that's your stage. Let's go back on the stage. Got one more after this one. You got first bee was a nurse bee. Second bee was
First nurse bee, house bee, second bee. Marine bee is third bee, guard bee.
And it's the last stage of their life, which is the bees that you see up here in the lights.
Last stage,
Bees.
foraging bees.
Foraging bees' only job is to go out and collect pollen and nectar. And I'm going to show you how they do it.
Excuse me.
They're out there. Yeah, they are. Up there in the light hanging out. I think it's the sun. That's why they're up there. All right.
You're going to see the
if you look right here on this worker bee, foraging bee, see this yellow pollen? The females have purses on their legs. They carry microchloras and coach purses on the inside of their legs, and they store pollen in there. All right? Oh, wow. And they load it up.
It's heavy, Bobby. You got to grab it right here on the edges.
It's not a stomach. It's an entirely different sac. And they drink the nectar of it, and they store it in that sac until it's full. At that point, once their legs are full of pollen, then they fly back to the hive like drunken sailors. They'll be like, they slam into the hive. They're so heavy, and they go inside before it is stored. That nectar sac is where you get the healthy enzymes to honey. So that's how important that transformation is. Otherwise, you're just getting sugar nectar. Now you're getting the enzyme from the bees that boosts your immune system, makes what honey so healthy. That's from the enzymes in their nectar sac. They store it inside the sac. Now I'm going to show you something really, really cool that nobody here knows unless they've been to my bee classes before, bee lectures here. Is these. You see these cells? All right, these cells look like they're going horizontal, right? Horizontally out. Guess what? They're not. They're on a 15-degree pitch up. Now, why would they be on a pitch up? Think about it. What are you putting in here? Nectar. That's right, so it doesn't run out. That's how smart bees are. Pollen is your, starts with P, what source? Protein source, that's right. And your honey or nectar is your carbs, right, carbohydrate source. That's what they need to live. So, anybody here know how the bees know how to get back home?
I know how.
It's really bright in the sky. What is it?
The sun.
That's right, it's the sun. They use the sun as their GPS. There's 70 to 80,000 bees in a hive. Just one hive. All right? That's how many workers they need to produce all the honey. There's only 2 animals in the world that produce more food than they can consume. The bee is one of them. What is the other animal that produces more food than they consume?
Us.
We could, but I mean, they produce from their bodies.
Oh.
Yes, cows. Cows and bees are the only thing that produce more than they can possibly feed their offspring. So let's go over some wonderful things about why 3 bees honey is better than anybody else. All right, well, I appreciate that. It's really nice of you to say that. So as you see, I keep commercial freezers. We freeze all our frames. So no matter what, no bugs get in them, no molds in it, there's nothing going to eat it. It takes 8 pounds of honey to produce 1 pound of wax in a bee's body. So you got to treat the wax like it's gold. Because if I want to collect a lot of honey, I got to have that wax for them. Otherwise, they got to produce it. It takes forever for them to produce it. All right. So once that honey comes out, honey is antiviral, antimicrobial. It will kill MRSA. It's the only natural component that will kill staph infection, MRSA. That's how awesome honey is. I'll tell you a real quick story. I had a gentleman, his grandfather bought honey from me. His grandson I went to school with. Little boy stepped on some coals in a fire, and burned his feet 3rd-degree. He was at Shan's Shan's Children's Hospital, and they were getting ready to skin graft him. I got electrocuted. 55% or 45% of me skin grafted from skin grafts up here. You do not want to be grafted. It is a nightmare. So he reached out to me and said, "What about honey? Would honey stop that skin from being infected and not being grafted?" All right. I said, "Absolutely." So I gave him some wildflower honey. It's got the most pollen in it. It's got the most healthy benefits to it. At Shan's Hospital, they wrapped his feet in honey and wrapped him up. They didn't have to they actually killed the infection, and they didn't have to skin graft his feet at all. The Publix or Walmart, you don't know what you're getting. The food source, you can put 49% corn syrup and 51% honey drop of water. But it absorbs it fast, or absorbs in there. When you put honey on a burn or a cut, it attaches to the microbes, and attaches to the infection, and it dehydrates it to death. Those are live microbes in a wound, and it actually attaches to it and kills it by dehydration. Let me get out. Say get out.
Go ahead, Bobby. Do it hard.
They're not drain. They will if they're too long, but they're going to drain in a few minutes, so you won't have that anymore.
Yay!
Guys, come look. See, you got
So what is
over here.
what do you do with this? Is this just bringing out the honey?
You got extractor.
So basically,
Spins it around.
honey is in what we call an IVL. So we're breaking those cells open so that when you put it into the extractor,
And sling it around.
it will come out.
Gotcha.
Otherwise it's
Gotcha. Can I see how?
Yes, ma'am.
the press fuse and we hit the yeah, that's it.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's honey coming out.
Spins around so that's how the honey pops out. So first they poke
You guys gonna get some eyes, you think?
in the wax cap and
One day?
The bees still stuck?
Yeah. It looks like the bomb.
Salsa. Hold it. Keep going.
So you ain't gonna wait for it.
Good job. We did it. All right. You can come over here. Jada's going to give us a lid.
Thank you guys for coming.
All right. Let's go grab. Oh. I think you actually did good.
He
You want to get a sticker?
You gotta put a sticker on it.
You open it.
Great job, Bubby. Jada will put a sticker. Oh, we're good. We're good.
It's heavy. Yeah, so take a picture.
In like a big thing.
You did it. Can you show Daddy?
Show me. Wow. All the different types of honey.
Yeah.
You'll give me like 2 seconds and I'll get that.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess they said they kind of do it and then they sell out. And so you gotta.
What? You want a bee pen? You want the purple one? What color do you want? You want the purple one? Okay. What are you seeing, baby?
I'm looking at
If you guys
their
want to go back, I give them the jug if you want to go back and fill it, okay?
Thank you.
No problem.
looking at their lip balms. Oh, I'm sorry, we're in the way. The spicy honey. Is that this one that's the Brazil? Or are you getting him the pen?
Yeah. I think it's only $1.
Receipt the bag, okay?
Yes.
There you go.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
No, don't touch it, bee.
I was trying to grab it.
Careful.
For the tickle?
How about this go home? How about this go home? how did this go home? Daddy, how did this go home?
Looks like he's dancing on you.
No, we'll take it outside. Put that back and open the door. There you go. It went home.
Did you enjoy yourself?
I did. It was fun.
Couldn't breathe.
It was fun. A lot of good information about bees. And we got some honey.